Alright, welcome back everyone. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. To the anti-natalist nihilists out there, you might actually appreciate some of the music I listen to, because it's very nihilist in itself. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. But I wanted to read the lyrics of the Chameleons, a song called Less Than Human, and a song by All About Eve called Only One Reason, given in the light of the particular arguments of anti-natalism. I figured it was very, a lot of the Chameleons songs actually would fit into that sort of like, who am I, where am I, what is the meaning of anything type questions. So I wanted to do this because, you know, ultimately it is a goth channel, so why not do post-punk, dark wave goth bands and their songs and my interpretations of them. Alright, so, and Lothier Mordred, the Gothic Republican, has asked me to do a skeptic review of his ghost haunting, or his haunting videos, and I'm thinking about doing that. I gotta find time to do it. So I'm on the screen. I'm trying to get it off of my computer monitor and it won't do it. It won't go away. I think it's stained. It's not good. Alright, but so here's the Chameleons, Less Than Human. I must have died 1,000 times. I must have died 1,000 times. I must have died 1,000 times, feeling less than human. I surmise I am less than human in God's eyes. Time is on my side, she said. Time, he's on my side, she said. He may be on your side, I said, but it makes no difference in the end. Now, I find it interesting how it switched. He goes, time is on my, he's on my side, she said. Time is on, he's on my side, she said. He may be on your side, I said, but it makes no difference in the end. I think this is a very strange but very excellent metaphor for death. As he follows up with that by saying, he's coming after you, my friend. And that's true. That's true. So we were given this amount of time, and that's like, you know, a popular saying, time is on your side, time is on your side. Like, we have all the time in the world, but we don't, in fact, have all the time in the world. And even if, I mean, you know, we spend our lives in using our time wisely, he's saying, but it makes no difference in the end, because death will eventually catch up with you. And so he goes on to say, I must have cried 1,000 times. I must have cried 1,000 times, feeling less than human. I surmise I am less than human in God's eyes. So why is he, in my opinion, I think why he's bringing up that he is less than human in God's eyes is the whole, like, God is dead because we have killed him and will remain dead because we have killed him kind of philosophy of that, you know, like, even if God did exist, it's like, I am less than human in God's eyes. I am nothing. I don't matter. Nothing I do matters. I am like like dealing with like we're taught as we're young to be honest, to be a good person, and try as you may. The world weaves its wicked ways, and so it's like you're filled with all this doubt and everything. Well, it's like, well, from God's perspective, from the perspective of the cosmos, of all of that, we mean nothing. So we are less than human, and it almost negates the entire idea of there even being a God in the first place, because it's like, replace God with the universe. It's like, I am less than human in the universe's eyes. And I think it's like it's coming to grips or reality with that, of this, of enlightenment, of like, what does all of this mean? Nothing. I must have died 1,000 times. I must have died 1,000 times. I must have cried 1,000 times. And really, the way that the song is composed and the way that the lyrics are sung, it really fills you with that feeling of hopelessness, that nothing matters, that that death is going to find you, so it makes no difference in the end. That our personification of what we think God is it would seem to be that we bear very little, if any, relevance to this entity, to the cosmos personified. We mean nothing. We are less than human. We give ourselves the prestigious award of being, I'm human, I'm important, and through the Enlightenment you see, well, maybe not so much. So, not a very lengthy lyric. So I've also got this one again. I think this would be a really good one for you, antinatalist nihilists. Oh, and Chick Megan, if you're watching, like, you might want to check some of these songs that I do out, or some of these bands might give you an idea into the way of thinking that I have. Give you a little glimpse into myself. And this one I really like. Very somber song, like almost lost of hope. It's very beautiful. So like in the description, I will have links to both the lyrics and the actual song, so if you want to listen to it, you can. If there's Sunday in their eyes and they can't disguise it, half sick of shadows grayer than the fair Elaine knows, it's 4 hours after 12 and you're scared of yourself, feeling so afraid like a child in an air raid. This is, and I know Julian Reagan, the vocalist and lyric writer for All About Eve, she has read a lot of Friedrich Nietzsche, and this absolutely is the whole staring into the abyss. This whole part right here is just staring into the abyss. If there's Sunday in their eyes and they can't disguise it, half sick of shadows grayer than the fair Elaine knows. It's 4 hours after 12, and you're scared of yourself, feeling so afraid like a child in an air raid. So you are gazing into the abyss, and that abyss is staring back into you, and it fills you with just melancholia, sadness, the realization that everything is nothing and nothing is everything. What is the point of everything? And like, holy shit, I'm going to die one day. One day it's inevitable. I'm going to die. And so you are scared of yourself. and you're feeling afraid, like a child in an air raid, like you're about to die. And then this is the main course is, and if there's only one reason to live in this world, I'll find it. And if there's only one reason to give of yourself, ask the lonely and the dying. And it would seem that she is saying that the people who are lonely and sick and dying, if she's it's just like, if you're saying, if you're looking, if you're gazing into the abyss and the abyss has started to gaze back into you and succumb to pure nihilism, that if you want to search for reason for life, ask the lonely and the dying. Particularly, I think, like both hand in hand, going to like the old folks home, and you ask them, like, what is is there a reason for life? It won't be a philosophical, rational, logical argument. It'll be a very emotional one, but you'll get one that these people have, people who have lived 90 years, that's a long time. And in that time, they've accumulated stories of regret. They've accumulated stories of beauty and love, and even lust. Just who even knows? It's and as she's saying, if you were to ask them, maybe that would take you out from staring into the abyss and give you a different perspective, rather than dwelling on it. If you're drowning in the doubt as the candle goes out, and that's a great metaphor, as the candle goes out. I think that's a metaphor for the loss of belief. Faces at the window and a whispering that won't go. So, like, a whispering that won't go is that constant, like, analyzing in the back of your head, that pecking of what is the meaning, what is the purpose, lost in melancholia. She says, focus on the dawn and the promise of morning. Look ahead of winter, so look beyond the time of the somber, and let the breath of summer into you, which summer is supposed to represent the vitalization. And then she says, they're always waiting for morning, always waiting for light to come round. So I think what she's saying there is this again is a beautiful metaphor. Always waiting for morning, always waiting for light to come round. Is that, like, if you're stuck in that darkness, you're always looking for that piece of information or that thing to bring you out of staring into the abyss. And instead of focusing on the abyss and letting it stare back into you, focusing on the world and the amazing things around you, as opposed to just staring into it. And then she says, and let the light come shining in. And when she says that, I don't think it's a religious remark. I don't think it's like, the light of God. It's let the light of living life come into you. And like I said, I do happen to know that she is a fan of, like, the Shelleys, Lord Byron, Edgar Allan Poe, but she is a fan of Friedrich Nietzsche. And so I think this is an excellent sort of metaphor for what Friedrich Nietzsche called gazing onto the abyss. And I think it reflects a lot in her writing that, she has definitely read these, like, the nihilist philosophers' work, and the Romantics, and the Enlightenment. So both beautiful pieces of work, and I recommend that you go and look into them. They're sort of they're not really like goth punk. I think alternative indie is a really good label for All About Eve, but so many of her songs are just so somber. She just could not get out of the Gothic community. It's just, I'm sorry, Julian Reagan, but you have a cult goth following that I don't think will ever die. And same with the Chameleons. It's like, I don't think that their intention was to be, they are sort of post-punk sound, but their songs are so melancholy that just escaping the goth community is just almost impossible for them to do. I think especially because they don't make music anymore, but it's just really like that. And the soundscapes that they have are quite melancholic and eerie as well. So I will leave links to, so you can actually hear the song, and I will leave links to these lyrics as well. And this video is just for fun, and hopefully I'll get around to looking at Lothier Mordred, the Gothic Republicans, ghost hunting videos. And I've already seen some things. There's this little, like, there's some things that I happen to know about photography or filmography that I can explain some of the things what's going on. And then there's this app that I really wanted to play with. It's called Necrophonic. And I've seen some reviews, like people doing reviews about it, but I kind of want to download it myself just so I can sort of see exactly how it works. Because ultimately, it is it's an app, so it is software, and it has software designers and programmers that enable it to do what it does. So with that, I'm out. So I know that there's probably going to be a series of videos. This is probably following a series of videos that just kind of got pushed out. Sorry, I don't upload like crazy, but I mean, like, I have to work for a living. I don't make ad revenue. I don't have Patreon or anything like that. So I do have to work for a living. And sometimes that does get in the way between all the things, the chores that I have to do, and doing something for monetary value. It'd be nice if this was monetary value, but it's not. All right, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you check out these bands. They are in the Gothic sort of domain, so yeah, I'm out.